yet another episode of In the Green Room podcast. I'm your girl, Brittany Shanae, your favorite podcaster. And if I'm not your favorite podcaster right now, I will be by the end of this episode. As y'all can see, I am not here by myself. I got my girl, Bri here.
Hey.
The plant queen is in the building representing Eargardn.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here,
I'm
girl.
excited.
You look so good.
Thank you.
Look, I done told you before, but these pants, ooh.
I got two pair. One green too.
Oh.
One green. I should have worn a green one.
You know what? It's okay though.
Because you look good.
You look good. But y'all know how we start every episode. We have the affirmation station. So I got two sets of affirmation cards. I'm going to shuffle them up. You pick an affirmation from each deck and, you know, tell us how they make you feel. Now, I will say, every time somebody pulls a card,
They be crying?
sometimes that I have had somebody cry. Two people, actually. But they be spot on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was going with that. Yeah.
Okay, Cancer rising.
Let's see. Again, I'm so excited to have you here. I can't wait to talk with you.
I'm excited too.
All right. One more shuffle.
You better shuffle with the nails. Come on.
You know, gotta make it work. Okay. All right. I told you. I told you. I don't even know what it say, but I told you. What it say?
My art impacts and inspires others. Mm-hmm. That is on time. Mm-hmm. How you know that? So I haven't created content in a long time. I used to do it all the time. Mm-hmm. Like I was posting multiple times a week. Yeah. And then I just had a kind of a terrible situation. So I stopped posting online because I just wasn't comfortable posting online. Yeah. And I've been wanting to get back into it, but like doing more creative things. Yeah. But I've been feeling like, I don't know. But guess what? This is an invitation. I'm accepting it.
Listen, I love that. Come on, call to action.
This is an invitation. I've opened it. I've RSVP'd. It's a yes.
Oh, okay. All right. You're going to be there.
I'll be there. This is good.
I'm glad. See, I told you.
This might need to be my screensaver.
Uh-oh. It's yours for this episode.
This is nice.
I'm sure if it's hitting that hard in our discussion, it's gonna come back up a few more times. We just gonna, you know. Number 2. Okay. All right. I just, you know, I might tell a joke, but I ain't gonna never tell a lie. What it say?
I realize that what is right about my life outnumbers what I perceive to be wrong about my life. I choose to focus on what makes me feel good. I am grateful.
To the T. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
I wish I had a tambourine. This is, period.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say. I am grateful every day. Yeah. I am.
Nah, for real. And
because you can like easily just think about the bad, but it's like
it's so many other things.
My dad always says, I was just telling her this. He always says like you have to look at the evidence and not the negative speculation. Mm-hmm. He's like, look, it could be bad things that could happen, but what is the evidence of your life?
Yeah, what's right here in your face? I realize what is right about my life outweighs. That's one of my favorite cards.
This is a good one.
I got that almost committed to memory.
It's good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really good.
Look, that's a great way to start it off. So tell them you got, I am grateful and
my art impacts and inspires others.
So you setting the people up for the week. These are our affirmations of the week, y'all. Make sure you say these to yourself every time you walk past a mirror, anytime you feeling or whatever feeling you feeling. Tell yourself how grateful you are and tell yourself that your art is impacting and inspiring others. As much as we may not see it for ourselves, like it's somebody out there that's paying attention and watching and looking to you for inspiration.
Come on.
I love it. Welcome to this episode of In the Green Room podcast. I can't wait for y'all to see what me and Bri talk about. I'm excited for what me and Bri are getting ready to talk about.
Me too.
Because this is our first time meeting. I can't wait. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back. Welcome back to In the Green Room podcast. Like I said, I am your favorite podcaster, Brittany Shanae, and I got my girl Bri over here. Thank you so much for coming and sitting down on the green couch in the green room. Yeah, no, we are, because you cut up.
I do.
You cut up.
Play all day.
I like it a lot. So this is our first time meeting.
Yeah.
I'm so interested in getting to know you. I know you from Free Plants ATL. I know you, and I never got a chance to go to Free Plants ATL. I was always working or something. And I know you from Eargardn. Tell me, now this is a loaded question, and I want you to answer it however you feel the need to answer it. Who is Bri? Yeah, I know. My bad. But you got to answer it because the people need to know.
I talk to the camera or talk to you?
Either. So, feel comfortable.
I am a ATLian.
Okay. Okay. Not many of y'all running around here.
But I'm here.
Okay.
And I am a very grateful person and I love plants.
Yeah. And
so we just got to start there because I don't know what else to say. I feel like I can go for, I'm a Taurus too.
Okay. My ex was a Taurus.
Cancer rising. Aries
I don't know what none of that was, but yeah. Taurus. I have so many Tauruses, however, plural Taurus. I have 2 nieces, May 15th, both of them, same day. Yeah, my ex was a Taurus. Who else?
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra, Aries.
That's the Venus. That's the Venus energy right there. Yeah. My mom's. When's your birthday?
October 4th.
Oh, my mom's birthday is October 18th.
Okay. So she at the end of Libra. Okay. When's your birthday?
April 29th.
Okay, you're April Taurus. I don't know much about April Tauruses.
I think it leans Aries but I also have a lot of planets in Aries, so it's like I feel like an Aries. But the Taurus be calming it down a little bit sometimes. I don't know when, but sometimes. Maybe that's the plant. That's where the plants came in.
Yeah. It helped. So where you from Atlanta?
I'm from Atlanta.
What area?
I feel like I grew up in all parts of Atlanta.
Okay.
Like I lived on the South Side for a while. I lived in Buckhead for a while. I went to North Atlanta High School and Sutton Middle School. I lived in Cobb. I lived
everywhere. Yeah. So you from all over. Omarosa can't check you
at all.
Okay.
I used to live on the east side.
Okay.
I used to live by Little 5 Points where that was like when I was like really young. So yeah. I lived in all parts of Atlanta.
Are you an only child? Do you have siblings?
I'm an only child by my mom, but I do have 2 half siblings. Okay. But yeah, all right. I grew up as an only child.
Okay. Got it. Let me see what else, because I mean, who are you? Like, it's so many layers to that. We're going to get into Eargardn and planting, but do you do other things outside of?
Yeah, so I'm a corporate girly.
Okay. You are funny.
But that just was a recent thing as of 2022. Okay. I was to bartend and serve for a really long time. Okay. And then I was like, I'm gonna get a corporate job.
Okay. How was that for you?
Let me tell you something. Thank you, Jesus. Because I literally said, I quit my job with no plan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On New Year's Eve of 2022. But let me tell you why I quit. Okay. Because I didn't want to work on New Year's Eve and they scheduled me. That's so real. I didn't want to work on New Year's Eve. They scheduled me. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So then this is, let me tell you. So this is the restaurant industry. Okay. So they're like, it was not busy, obviously. It was not busy. So they like, everyone wanted to leave. So they did like a little spin the bottle thing and it didn't land on my name.
Oh, no.
It didn't land on my name.
And so you
But I said, no, but I'm leaving. I said, but I'm leaving.
That is so real of you. I love that.
And everyone was like, it's this other dude. He was like, it landed on me. But I was like, I don't know why they even did this.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have even did the spin the thing. Because it's my turn. Like, I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm packed up. My bag is ready.
Yeah. You out the door.
So I left at 8:00 p.m. I got there at 5. And
yo, hold on, wait. My side is hurting
because
already.
why did they schedule me? You think I want to start my new year at this job?
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
But honestly, that's the best thing that they could have done because it showed me that I really did not need to be in that industry anymore. And so I literally text my manager the next day and was like, that was going to be my last shift.
Bye.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Dang.
But I feel like if I wasn't scheduled, I would have just kept going to work.
Yeah, so you needed to take that leap. You needed to jump off.
But I never worked in corporate, like never. I've never had an office job in my life. So I was like, let me get my resume together, child, I guess. Yeah. But I was able to leverage like the content creating that I had done. And I ended up working for a dope Black-owned coffee company.
Oh, dope.
As their social media manager.
Yeah.
And I just stopped working there. And now I'm like in financial service. I don't even know. I'm like, y'all really be trusting me at y'all jobs.
Listen, so you never know until you do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. No, but I love that for you because like you said, had you not made that decision on that day, you would have just kept going and going and never been able to.
But the way that I felt in my soul, like when he did that little bottle thing and it landed on, I forgot his name. It landed on somebody else. I'm like, it don't matter who it landed on. Yeah. I'm about to leave. Either 2 people are leaving or 1 person. Yeah. It don't matter what you like. I'm about to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But no, that's, girl, kudos to you.
Cause I'm like, this is unrealistic. But I didn't have a plan. Like I just knew that I didn't want to do it anymore. And so I was like, I quit my job. I thought it was going to take me months to find a job.
How quickly?
I quit on New Year's Eve. I started my new job on February 7th.
Oh, wow.
I thought I was going to have like months to chill. Yeah. And I was like getting interviews. I'm like.
Yeah, no.
Mind you, a lot of them was practice. Because what are you talking about right now? Like, you know? Yeah. But I ended up, all things really aligned because the coffee company is called Black and Bold. And the co-founder was my very, very first boss in college. Oh, wow. So he saw my name come through and it was just like, oh, you do this? I've seen your stuff. Yeah. My wife follows you. Yeah. Listen. Fully remote.
So your gift made room for you, you know?
I made space because what was going to happen at that job?
No, for real. And I think that I'm so glad you said that because not just in jobs, but in life, people are holding on to so many things that are occupying so much space. And a lot of times they wonder why things aren't moving in the motion that they wanted to move in. It's because you got stuff just occupying space. And for what?
Your brain can't even think about what's the options. Yep. Yeah. And I was only working at the restaurant 3 to 4 days a week. So it's not even like, but when I wasn't working, I'm like, I gotta go to work. Yep. And that isn't even like the way they did things, but it didn't matter whether it was good or bad. I didn't need to be doing that anymore. Yeah. And I was like, I want to make like some adult money. Yeah. I'm tired of, I want to have more options. Yeah. So I'm really grateful that
Were you, after you made that decision, after you walked out the job and enjoyed your New Year's Eve, I assume, did you enjoy that?
I did enjoy it.
Okay. So on January 1st, were you like, damn, I just quit my job?
No.
So it felt.
So maybe like 2 weeks prior, I called my godmother and I was just like, Andrea, I feel like I need to quit my job.
Yeah. You already knew.
And she was just like letting me talk. And I'm close with my godmother, but it's random that I'll just call her out of the blue like that. Yeah. And I was literally just like, even if nothing happens, I feel like my job this year is just to trust God more. Yeah. So if that's all that I learn, I don't get a job, shit hits the fan, everything's terrible. Yeah. If I can just learn to trust, I feel like I've succeeded. Yeah. Yeah. But it just kept turning up. So.
Yeah. I mean, because you want to know why it kept turning up?
Why it kept turning up?
Because you did trust him.
And I'm not even like I'm like the universe, God, whatever we need to say. The ancestors,
But you trust it, you surrender it, you let.
If that is my only thing and I succeed at that, then I'll feel successful.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't attached to like, even like making money or anything. I was just like, I just want to trust in like what, I don't want to hold on to the bullshit.
Yeah. Release. And so a lot of times the release and the surrender is the hardest part. But I mean, how are you ever going to?
The hardest part be doing what you don't even want to do. It's like, it's never that hard.
Yeah.
It's never like, it's like the hardest part, you're already doing the hardest part. You're doing the hardest part every day.
And you're resisting the natural flow of things. Yeah. So you were working in the restaurant business, now corporate. Let's go back to your childhood. What did you want to do growing up? Did you have a vivid imagination? I mean, I could assume that you did have a vivid imagination because you're so full of life.
I felt like when I was a child, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Every day was something different.
Okay.
So I remember at one point I wanted to be a firefighter. And my mom every day, and then I wanted to be a bus driver. I used to think it was so cool because they got to. I was like, Mom, the steering wheel's so big, like it's cool. Yeah. And she was like, you're not about to be a bus driver.
You have no idea, girl.
And so it was just things that look cool. I wanted to be a librarian.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a dentist. Yeah. But then my mom has been in dentistry for a long time. So I used to work at the dentist office that she used to work at for the summer. So in middle school, I was like, I'm about to be a dentist.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I actually got to like be an assistant, a dental assistant, where I was in the room and I got to hold the suction thing. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. It's pretty gross.
It was over with after that. I'm like, I'm starting it square. I don't know. Because I thought I was going to be a dentist. I'm like, girl, you're not about to be no dentist. This is...
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It was gross. Yeah. So I said, you know what? And I just never knew from there.
So what kind of things were you involved with coming up in high school, extracurricular activities or in school?
I was like, I went to North Atlanta, which was like an IB school. So it was really cool. So I got to like travel abroad. I went to Ecuador in high school.
Oh, dope.
And then I had exchange students, which was really cool. Yeah. And then I took different languages. I was learning Arabic and Spanish, which was really cool. Oh. But I was a fencer also. I used to fence in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That is cool.
It's a great sport.
Yeah. So I worked, I was a part of the Upward Bound program in Augusta. And after I got through the Upward Bound program, I used to go back and work with the Upward Bound program. One of my students, he was one of the more outspoken and I used to get in trouble a lot, students, but me and him have kept in contact and followed each other. And probably about 6 months ago, he got into fencing. And I'm like, it's so rare that you see us in that sport. But to see him doing it and then to hear you speak about it, what did you like about it?
So, okay, let me tell you how I got into it.
Okay, yeah.
Because you remember the movie The Parent Trap?
Yes.
Okay. So in The Parent Trap, they were fencing.
Yeah.
I told my mom like on some like not serious.
Yeah.
Because I have ADHD. Okay. So I moved, by the time I told her, it's already out of my head that I want to do it. So she's like, I'm like, Mom, I want to fence. After that, the thought's done. I've said it out loud. I don't even give a fuck no more.
Took you serious.
Took me serious. She's like, Bri, like maybe like a month later, she's like, you have your first fencing class in like 2 weeks. I'm like, I never said I want to do that. I don't want to do that. She's like, well, you're going because I already paid for it. So you going for it was like at least 3 to 6 months. She's like, you're going. It was great. I loved it. Immediately, I played soccer before that. I ran cross country, which I'm like, this is not for me at all. Like, this is not, I'm like, all we do is run?
Yeah.
There's nothing else?
Yeah.
So when I started fencing, I was like, this is a really, really cool sport.
Yeah.
And I think because I was like raised an only child and it was an individual sport, it felt very like natural to me to just like, oh, like I'm doing this alone.
Yep.
And even though you're definitely a part of a team, but like everything is on you.
Yeah.
So I really liked that element of it.
Yeah.
I really liked that I was like, any skills that I had were like, any skills that I was learning, I had to rely on my own skills.
It was on you.
Yeah. And I think I really liked that because I could see my progress. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't relying on anyone else's progress to like.
The advance as.
No, I was just, and actually that's one of the moves, advancing. Like it's like advance and retreat.
You know, I be knowing the time when I be knowing.
So it was really cool to fence, and there's way more black fencers now. Like there's really popular ones. Like Daryl Homer is like a really popular. He has like medals and shit. He's really great. He went to NYU, but he's a black fencer. But there's way more now, and it's a really great sport. But I mean, it's a huge barrier. Like it's not cheap to start.
Got it.
At all. Like classes aren't cheap, and if you really want to get good, like you're gonna need individual lessons. I ended up stopping because I had a knee injury, and like my doctor was like,
"Nah, girl.
All you're doing is lunging all day in this sport." So they're just kind of like, you don't want to get turned 30, 40, 50 and
Get a knee replacement or something like that. Yeah.
So it really sucked that I had to stop, but because I was really into it. But it's a great sport.
Yeah.
It's really a great sport.
Yeah. That's dope.
And it's like my body was really, because you lunging the whole time.
Yeah.
So you get to meet all kinds of people, like as you can imagine, like it's very unique people that fence. But there were some black fencers that I was fencing with because it's in Atlanta. And it was just like a very cross-cultural sport. So my fencing coach was Venezuelan, but he like studied, it's 3 different weapons in fencing. So he studied each weapon like in a different country in Europe. So he spoke 4 languages. So it was just really, really dope. And he was a great coach, and that was really cool. That was like a huge part of my high school identity.
The school because we actually went to school together from 6th grade, no sports.
No sports?
No sports, only fine arts.
But that's dope too, though.
Yeah, it is, but no sports.
You need to get that energy out.
Yeah. And I found myself taking weight training classes and all of the PEs. I took some dance classes too, but I was more of the girl that wanted to be involved. Or the dance classes I did take, I took African dance because I wanted to get active. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people ended up leaving because it was middle to high school. So we got there in 6th grade all the way through our senior year, but some people ended up leaving going into high school because they were craving sports and we didn't have it there. 100%. 100%. I mean, but I wouldn't trade my experience for anything, because like you being involved in fencing, the school, it was super mixed. Like super duper mixed. So I was exposed to so many different cultures early on. And so I find that a lot of black people, if you go to a primarily black school, you miss out on those opportunities to learn about different cultures and things like that. So I feel blessed in that way that I got a chance to get a little culture in my life early, and I was able to deal with people. I learned how to deal with different types of people very early on. Yeah, man.
Learn how to talk to people, everything.
100%.
Because everyone got a different way of communicating.
I had to master that real quick. And I'm grateful also because it taught me a way to communicate with people in their own communication styles, but I mastered not code switching. Because, I mean, a lot of people do feel the need to code switch, or some people have to, if you will. But, I mean, I found my authentic self, and I can present that to whoever I'm interacting with. Do you feel that you've ever been in a position where you had to code switch? I know that ain't even on the list of.
But I feel you on that, especially because I've just now entered the professional world, and even like my first job was a Black-owned company, so I literally had my do-rag on calls.
Right.
So it's not like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is like the job that I'm in now. I never, outside of like just the job I'm in now, I never felt like I had to code switch, like never. But I feel like this will be my first time experiencing like really, if I did feel like that, this would be my first time. But in general, no. Like I'm like, if I was gonna act all that, that's what I would have did. I don't have time.
Nah, for real.
That takes up too much energy.
No, it does.
Like, I don't, it's like, I understand like that I might not be able to, I'm not gonna be cursing at my manager and stuff like that. But just in general, like
Yeah. Facts.
Because no, it's just not realistic.
So we have a corporate job. We used to work in the restaurant business. And then we have plants.
Yes.
Look at how you light up. I love that. So all my guests, I do a deep dive. I go through social media. I Google. I do a deep dive. And I was going through your Instagram and I found like all the way from the beginning of your Instagram, plants have been life. And I know that I didn't get deep into being a plant mama and taking care of plants until the pandemic, as a lot of people did, because you got a lot of free time on your hands. You find something to nurture. Right. I killed a few when I first started.
Me too.
It was bad. But we're here now. So what? You were one of the first plant girlies, plant mamas that, before it got all this hype. Where did your love from plants come from? And what was the journey to Eargardn?
So basically, okay, let me tell you about the name Eargardn first, because that'll help.
Okay.
So I started Eargardn because I thought I wanted to be a music blogger.
Okay.
But in order to blog, you got to write. I didn't want to write. So I had the name and I'm like, the name fire. The name fire. So I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, Eargardn, I was like in my early 20s when I came up with that name. And I remember my dad is an artist, and I was in the studio with my dad, and I was like, I'm gonna start going to music festivals and like writing my reviews of artists and like, whatever it is, like writing my album reviews and things like that. But I forgot about the writing part. But if I would have, I probably should have been on YouTube and just talked about it.
Yeah.
But all things align, because I wouldn't even think about that. Yep. So I really, really, really love music. A lot of people love music, but at the time I wasn't into plants, but I had the name Eargardn. So I changed my handle. So once you change your handles, it's official. So this is who I am.
Yes.
I bought the domain. I'm like, Eargardn. So I did nothing with that.
Okay.
Not a thing. I made some playlists on Apple Music, but I never really did anything with like the music aspect. Yeah. But when I got my very first apartment living alone, I had south facing windows, which is like basically, that's the brightest light. So I went to one of my friend's house and she had a plant and I was like, ooh, I want this plant. And then so we went to Ace Hardware together and I bought one plant.
And then that one turned.
And then I had 50. Yeah. And I had 75. Yeah. And then I had all these plants. Yeah. And I had a very natural, I'm just really good at taking care of plants. And I think also it was like a huge dopamine rush for me. Yeah. So I started, like, when I get into something, I'm getting my doctorate in it. So I might be getting a 2-week doctorate, but I'm getting my doctorate. I'm into it. So, but this was like the one thing, I didn't know at the time that I had ADHD. So I always felt like I didn't have a passion for anything. Yeah. So, because I was like always going to the next thing. I didn't know I had ADHD. I thought something was wrong with me because I was like, I'm not passionate. I don't know. Yeah. But then when I got into plants and it was like months and years and I'm like, oh, I really like this thing. I was doing all this research, but that never stopped. It never it wasn't one of those things that I got into when I stopped being into it. And you know, it was my first apartment ever, so I didn't have hella money to decorate, but plants became a huge part of my decor. And I'm like, I wonder if people need help learning how to take care of their plants.
Yeah.
So I just started posting about my plants online, like, you know, not great pictures on Instagram. And I started posting about it, and then I just started, people were interested in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
it just blew up. Going. So I remember one day I was sitting in my apartment, and it's like hella plants in there. And I'm like, I want to start taking plants to parties. That was just an idea that I had in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from, but I'm like, I just feel like people, I just want to give them out. And I know they're going to be at a party. And I didn't know that eventually that would be like me throwing my own event and giving away thousands of free plants. But I don't know. I'm really grateful for plants because I feel like I had so many questions about my life. And I'm like, plants have just opened the door for me to do so many things.
Yeah. I love that so much. And you got a real download of what was to come. And you stuck with it. Do you find that it was difficult in finding people that were interested in it, or people just started kind of as you poured out, they started pouring back?
I think it was that. And I think one of the very beautiful things about Atlanta is people do not have to be into what you're into it, but they're into it if you into it. So like, they're like, oh, you like plants? I don't like plants, but I like that you like plants. So I think that it was that. And then, you know, that's like at the time where hashtags are really working on Instagram. Like, you know, this is like 2017. So I was able to just get followers from like posting like houseplant tips, hashtag, you know, things like that. And then people would ask me questions and I would answer it, and I would get like featured on pages and stuff. This was a different time online. This is like before video was like even really a thing on Instagram. So, and I was like, oh, like people are actually interested in what I'm talking about. And I was like reading books. So I had real information. I was like watching the old ladies on YouTube before it was even like young YouTubers, and it was just old ladies in their gardens. I was like watching all that stuff, reading books, like going to the thrift stores, getting like vintage, just like whatever cheap books they had. And so I was like, I could really do something with this. So I ended up getting a studio, a plant studio. And I was teaching houseplant classes out of the studio. And then I had a whole bunch of plants in there. And so people would book me for plant installations. And I was like, and I remember I never painted before for real. So this girl was throwing this party, and she was like, can you like paint a backdrop? And I'm like, yeah. I had never painted in my life. Period. Why was it good? It was good. It was good. And so I just kept doing that. And then unfortunately the pandemic hit, and so there was no events. So, you know, the studio went with that. But I had all of these plants to give away. And so I'm like, I got plants, I got cuttings, I have all this stuff to give away. And by that time my following was like almost 30,000. And so I literally tweeted like, I'm gonna give away some free plants. Would y'all come on Tuesday? Why'd I go viral? I had 100 plants. 100 plants and some maybe like 50 cuttings and some plants. I didn't really have no plants for real, but it went viral on Twitter. I didn't even post it on Instagram at that point. It went viral on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, I need to talk to some plant shops because these people about to come.
100%. So it kind of forced you to make it happen.
And I literally was like, I thought I was about to be out there with my one wagon giving people plants on the Beltline. I didn't realize it was going to turn into something bigger. And that was on a Tuesday. And then the way I work, if I don't do it immediately, I'm not doing it. So I was like, I got to do this event on Sunday. 500 people came. I didn't have enough plants. I had like 350 plants, but it was cool.
I mean, but
so look, I get to the Beltline, right? And I'm like, who are these people here for? Is it an event?
It's for you.
My friend was like, you're the event. I'm like, I don't have this many plants.
Oh my God, put that pillow right here.
I'm like, these people can't be here for me because what they're gonna do when they get to the back of the line. Luckily, my friend, he had a book called My Friends and Their Plants, and he had a book release, and he had all this plant stuff. So my dad went to the back of the line, and he was giving away like I love plant koozies, and like because he was like, I don't know if we have enough plants, so it worked out. But that was my very first event.
Wow.
But shit just be falling in. I don't know, like it just be falling in place for me like that.
Cause you doing what you're supposed to be doing, and it's clear, like you said. Okay, so you discovered later on that you had ADHD. You were trying to figure out why things weren't sticking. You get the plants, it sticks. It's only right that things would just continue to fall in line for you. I mean, I'm sure, like, what did that make you feel like when you got to the belt line and you saw, like, when the reality set in, like, oh, these people are here for me? Like,
so I think first I was, okay, so this is what's crazy too. This is how you know all things align. Number one, I didn't know it was going to be that many people. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, I don't have that many plants. But I was like, it's just going to have to be a vibe. Like, it's just got to be a vibe. Yeah. So another reason why I thought it was another event going on is because it was someone blasting music. And like the music was really good. So I'm like, now we got music in my event.
It's a party.
I'm like, this is
a plant.
This is a vibe.
Yeah.
So I was like, I felt like all of these pieces had fallen together. Like it was to the point where people were literally bringing me plants, and they were like, I see this many people in line. Like, here's some plants that I'm bringing from my house.
Oh wow.
Like, you can have these plants. And I remember I was working in the restaurant industry. I actually am very grateful for the restaurant industry too, because I met a lot of people like that. And this is like after free plants. Like this is not post pandemic. It was still very much a pandemic, but it's Georgia.
Right.
So I'm working, and this girl's like, oh my God, I know you. You did the free plants event. I was directing traffic in the back. And I just started meeting people, and they were like, I was doing this. Like, you have. So I made sure I gave that girl a plant later. She's like, I didn't get a plant, but I was directing traffic. And it felt really good because I didn't ask people to do this 100%. Stuff.
100%.
And I'm like, y'all really. It just felt really nice.
Yeah.
And so it felt like that was something that I was supposed to be doing.
Well, you know.
So I had 3 events that year.
Yeah. So did you call the first event Free Plants ATL?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
But I didn't know that name was going to stick. I was just like, it's Free Plants for Atlanta. And I called my friend. I'm like, I need a flyer in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And she's like, I got you.
Yeah. And Free Plants ATL was birthed.
And I'm like, okay, this is cute. I like it.
Yeah. I'm sure that you have really grown a legit community because, again, pandemic is when people were like, I know for me, touching the soil, it is spiritual for me. Being in touch with the soil, it gives me something to tend to. I'm one-on-one with each individual plant. I'm taking time. I'm speaking to the plants. I'm doing all of these things. So I was really upset that I couldn't make any of the Free Plants ATL, but after the first one, I think maybe it was the second one when I caught wind of it, but just seeing the amount of people, I was so happy. I didn't know you, but I was extremely happy for you to be doing something of this magnitude. And then now to hear that you had no idea it was gonna do the things that it's done.
It's crazy. I never have an idea about what I'll have an idea of what something I want to do, and then it just always ends up being like, wow, like that worked out like that.
Yeah.
So I feel really good about it, and I'm happy. I just remember I was like, look, I feel like the pandemic brought out, like, it kind of showed me who I was in a lot of ways, because I was like, people are struggling right now. And I want to give people plants for free.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember my boss at the time, he was like, what if you charge $5 for them? What if I didn't?
Yeah.
What if it was free?
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, I don't even want this to be about capitalism. I don't want this to be, because people are like, you should be selling merch, which I'm gonna do that. But at the time they were like, you should be selling merch. You should have, and I'm like, I really want, because everyone would be like, I could just take it. You can just take it.
Yeah.
Like, I felt it was so important for people to, like, it's no strings attached. Like, this plant is free.
Yep.
You don't have to pay for it.
Yep.
Like, it's a free thing for you. And I think that's that was like a huge deal for me. And so it was as much as I feel like I'm giving with free plants, I also feel like I'm getting so much from it, just because I'm like, this is my energy in people's homes, you know, and I love that.
Yeah. And I think you feel the space. You don't realize that you're feeling or there was a void there until the space is filled. And I mean, you gave people a reason or an excuse to come out and commune with other people in the name of something. And the name of plants was, people were getting a chance to reconnect or connect with something new. They didn't know if they were going to be able to take care of these plants, but you provided this space for these people to come in, enjoy themselves, take something home and nurture it. Like you kudos.
Thank you.
For real. So you ended up becoming Muchacho's artist in residence. Is that what it was? So I had Muchacho. I used to live in Decatur, and I used to order Muchacho off of Uber Eats, and I had this I think I had a burrito one time, and I was like, oh, I need to go in here to see what they talking about, because it was so good. And I went in and I saw all of the plants and the decor and all of that stuff. So when the announcement came that you were the artist in residence, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. What was that about? How did that collaboration come about?
So basically, the creative director over that restaurant group, her name is Mob. Shout out to Mobs. And she was like, we're starting this program, and like, we would love for you to be like the inaugural person. I'm like, fire. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I haven't done free at the time. That was 2023. So I hadn't done free plants since 2020 because like I was working in the restaurant industry was energy draining, but working in corporate is a different kind of energy draining. Like I could take off whenever I wanted to take off. I didn't have to be at work till late. So I was able to just get a lot done creatively. And so, but I took a break once I started working in corporate because it was like, I just didn't have the time anymore. And so when she hit me up, I was like, this is perfect. Free plants. We got to do this. And so we like made some really cool content together.
The content was dope.
Yeah.
I love the vintage feel.
It was cute.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I really like, my main goal for this is to just have another free plants. Like I got a plan. I just need a platform. So for us to be able to bring that to life was amazing. And it was like 2,500 people that came to, I think it was, I'm not good at numbers because at one of the free plants, I thought it was 700 people. My friend was like, it's at least 1,500 people here. I'm like, child, I don't know.
You just see bodies.
I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
He's like this strip of people, this is probably like 500 people right here. And I'm like, that's crazy. So many people came out. The music was bomb. Like I was able to fly out like this really dope DJ from New York. And then her name is Classic New Wave. She's a dope DJ. And then K Squared, which is another Atlanta DJ, fire. And so then I had vendors there. So it was really cool. They did really well. And so that's when I was like, I think I knew that free plants was big and I knew that it could be a thing, but I feel like that was in summer of 2023. I feel like this year, 2024, I accepted that my job is to do it and make it even bigger. So, but it took me a minute to be like, to understand that it's bigger than what I'm even doing right now. Because 2,500 people is a lot of people for your fourth ever event in life. You know? And so I'm like, you have to accept your role that this is what you're supposed to be doing.
I was about to ask you about imposter syndrome. Big imposter.
I think also like because I'm not active online as much, which is another reason why I was worried. I didn't know people were going to even come to the last free plants. I think that me not being active online was like, it kind of contributed to my imposter syndrome because I'm like, did people forget about me? Child, no. They waiting for these plants. So I think that, I don't know, I'm ready for it to put in the work for it to be even bigger.
So where do you foresee free plants going? What is your vision for it?
So I always want to give plants away for free. Like my goal is to give away 1 million free plants. So I have 997,500 plants to give away, more plants to give. So my goal is to give away 1 million plants throughout my life. I could be 65 giving away plants. I don't care. That's just my goal. But I think that I would love for it to be like a free plants festival.
Love that.
Love that. So if anyone from One Music Fest, Broccoli City, Coachella, if y'all want to give away free plants to them people that's paying all their money to be in that hot sun, hit me up. Let's talk. We could do this together. I got the numbers. I got the plan. I just need a platform. That's what Young Thug said in one of his interviews, so I keep saying it. I got that from Young Thug.
No, I gotta talk to you after the podcast episode, because but you got me choked up over here, because you putting a number on the goal for the amount that you want to give away. I don't think a lot of people understand how much power there is in just giving with no strings attached. And when you continue in that same vein and that same spirit, it's gonna continue to grow. It's because you're giving. You're literally giving.
And then I remember, I'll never forget, and I feel like this also has helped guide just my thinking in life. I remember when I turned 25, I all these really good things were happening for me, and it made me nervous. So I remember I talked to my dad about it, and I was like, I just feel like something's gonna go wrong. I feel like something's gonna go wrong. And he was like, you were always making deposits in the ATM of life. He's like, you're always making deposits in that bank. So when it's time for you to make a withdrawal, don't be surprised. And so I feel like every plant that I give away is a deposit.
Yeah. And what did it say? I realized that what is right about my life outnumbers what I perceive to be wrong about my life.
Exactly.
I choose to focus
on the deposits.
What makes me. I told you it was gonna come back up. I told you it was gonna come back up. Yeah. Straight up.
I feel like if I look at my life in this deposit, it's like it kind of centers me and decenters me at the same time. It's like you're at the center of it, but also you gotta give something to it. Creates this loop. And so I just remember being I'm gonna get these free plants away, number one, because I want to do it, and these plants getting a little high, honestly. And then number two, because I feel like it's almost I'm giving to the world, and it's like an inhale and exhale.
And that's why I was saying you're giving. The only thing that will naturally occur is you're going to start receiving, and that receiving is all of the good things that do make you nervous naturally. I find that it's, especially when you've been working so hard and you're doing a labor of love, when you start to see the return on your investments, whether it's financially or support or your platform growing, whatever way it begins to grow, it does seem a little scary, because it's what you actually want. And getting what you want, as crazy as that may sound, a lot of times getting what you are actually working for is the scariest part of it.
Especially because I feel like because of capitalism and white supremacy, we're taught that there's certain things we're just taught things about life that aren't true. How life always has to be hard. Yes, there's going to be things in life that are hard. Life is not, I don't even want to say life is not easy, because
so can I say something that I like to say? I don't think that life is easy, but the things that are meant for you should come or will come with ease. Not easy, but will flow with ease. So yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because it's I feel like I don't know. I don't want to I just feel like there's a lot of ideas that we have about life that are just rooted in like the fact that we live in a capitalistic society. And that's another reason why I wanted free plants to be like, this ain't about capitalism.
Yeah.
Like this is literally like, we gotta, this is outside of that. This is existing out. This is like free.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Legit
this is like
free.
legit free.
Yeah.
And so I felt like, I don't know, like I just want to, it was hard for me to accept that something like I put work in and I was like really getting the return. I don't know why it was like, I think it was just hard for me to accept that.
Yeah. I mean, because also going back to the other things that you've tried, they haven't stuck. So now you in a place where this is what is here. Like I'm good at this and I'm still doing it over and over and over, and I'm not losing sight of the thing. So now we getting bigger. Now we're getting better. Now I'm attracting more people. It's like, hold on, wait, it's overwhelming. But it's a good overwhelming. It's a scary thing. But again, talking about that surrender, we just got to surrender to it. Let it happen. Let it flow. Because at this point, you're so good at what you do. You know that you're good at what you do. People recognize that you're good at what you do. So in the natural flow of things, it's going to continue to get better. It's going to continue. Yeah. And so surrendering to that is hard. Although surrender, you would think that it's just like, nah, it's like slow and steady. But my prayer for you is that you let go, baby. And that call that you just did to Coachella, all them people, it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah. It's coming, and it's growing bigger and better. It's going to be.
Because you know what's crazy too? The amount of people who be like, I'll help you. They don't even they're just like, I want to be a part of it. Like, I'll help you. And I'm like, you just, like, I don't even care.
Yeah. So I can relate, right? So this event that I'm planning in the Green Room weekend, a thought. I was like, I want to do something like this. Let's do it. I talked to Mary D and we started getting the ball rolling. When I started putting stuff on social media, what can I do? I'll volunteer this. I'll volunteer that. I just want to be there to support. Just let me know whatever. What? Like, what? But it's also what I realized, it's a direct reflection of who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been good to people in whatever way that I've been good to them. And now that I'm in a space where I need help, people are like, yeah. And I had to get out of my mind with thinking that I used to associate help with money, capitalism. I used to think that the only way that I could help somebody was by loaning them money or giving them money or something like that. But I can't remember who I was speaking to. And they told me, like, no, you're a good person. You've been there for this person when they needed advice, when all of these things. So be open to receiving. It's so hard when you're such a giver and people are wanting to give to you. But again, it's a direct reflection of who you are as a person. And clearly you're a good person. Clearly these plants love you. Clearly you love these plants. And clearly people can see that. And they just want to support it. And they want to be in a room with somebody as fabulous and fly as you. You know?
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Nah, for real. I'm really proud of you. We just met, but I'm really proud of the things that you are doing with Eargardn, with Free Plants ATL. Like, I don't know anybody else that's doing anything like this. Like, I can go through my Rolodex of people that And I don't know anybody that's doing something like that. It's dope. And I really hope that you really feel that. It's a special, you created something that is very, 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 very special and unique to you. Because, I mean, you can, at this point, if you see somebody that is giving away free plants, they're not going to do it the way that you're doing it.
And I'm just like, look, then maybe we give away 2 million plants. Cause I'm like, cause there's other people that are doing it. Yeah. Like, and actually like there was one, it was in like some random state in the Midwest, and they did a free plants, and they hit me up and they were like, this is inspired by your event. And there's another, they're not a plant shop anymore, but there's a plant shop in LA. I didn't even know about it, but they had a plant shop, and they were giving away free plants. They're called the Plant Chica, so y'all should check them out. But it's other people doing things like it, but I also feel like they're a plant shop. So you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm literally a person that's just like, I have relationships with plant shops, but I think that we're at the point now where I'm like, I want to do this. I really want to do this for real. Like, I need to have 10,000 plants to give away. Yeah. Cause I got to start, going down that million. Yeah. So it's like,
you got to chip away.
Yeah. Chipping away.
And when you get them 10,000 plants to give away, it's going to be 10,000 people right there.
It's going to be 12,000.
It's going to be, well, I was trying to say it's going to be 12. You're going to run out.
I'm run out.
Yeah. That's the way we got to think about all this shit in life. Like, and there's a lesson in that. But I feel like we limit ourselves a lot of times by not giving ourselves or giving ourselves goals that are too small. Like, what's the harm in saying you want to give away 1 million plants? What's the harm in that? But what that's going to do is going to implant it and imprint it in your mind. So now in your mind's eye, this is what we're doing. No matter what other circumstances coming away, we are going to give away 1 million plants, and whatever it is that you have to do. And just like you said, things have just been falling in line with, especially with these plants, everything, girl, you probably do that by the end of the year.
If it's meant to be.
Yeah, right. No,
it's like, I feel like it's like if I'm supposed to, I have trust that it's going to happen. And it's like, I also, like, plants really do teach you a lot of lessons in life. And I feel like one of them is just like, it's a time to grow, and it's like a time to just rest. Yes. And I feel like not rest in the sense of like you're like literally resting, but just like it's a time for questions and it's time for answers. And I feel like I feel like 2020, when my first free plants, that was definitely, I was getting answers. Like, you're supposed to do this. Yeah. And then after that, it felt like questions. And now I feel like I'm getting answers again. Yeah. So I think that like just going through that flow, plants can teach you that.
100%. I like talking to you, Bri.
You like it?
Yeah.
I like it.
I like talking to you. Let's see. I feel like I've asked all of the questions here. Yeah. That you gonna hit that million. I can't wait till you hit your million. I can't wait till you meet your million.
I'm gonna meet my million.
Yes, you are.
So hopefully soon. I want to do like more because Eargardn, there's obviously an ear there. So I want to incorporate music in it more. I've just been thinking about ways that I can do that. I feel like in the last 3 plants I had really dope DJs and that was a part of it, but I want it to be like more like it's plants and music, but I'm figuring out how to do that. It might be like through content that I create or anything like that. Like,
so just making the name,
bridging that gap so that when these festivals, it makes sense. It's aligned. Because plants and music, it makes sense.
See, I'm very specific about the types of creatives that I invite onto this platform, and I did not know all of these things about you before, but just like these cards be right on point. Anytime somebody sits in the seat, I'm like, oh, this is why. Like, there's so much alignment between me and you, and I'm so happy to have you here speaking about your love for music, about your love for plants, about your journey here. I like to ask people, what do you do to recharge? Like, what is something that you do for self-care? You work, you tend to your plants, you do all of these things, but what do you do in your downtime? How do you chill? How do you relax?
I'm learning how to relax.
Okay. That's a good place to be. That's a good place to be, at least you.
Because I felt like I was always on. It's like, so actually one of my friends told me this, and I'm like, not you right. Like, she really read me. She was like, the reason why you always tired is because you're on and you expect yourself to be on all the time. And then when you're off, you kind of still on. Like, it's never off. And she was just like, you got to let yourself just be off.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be watching Love is Blind, Junk TV, like, you know, but I don't, like, I tend to my plants, but right now I'm figuring out like what a routine looks like for me.
Yeah.
But I'm figuring it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Because sometimes I'm like, why have you not gone outside?
And that's interesting for you to not go outside, but you have house plants.
Like I have house plants. I don't have a patio either, which is crazy, but hopefully the next place. That's why I'm like, it's cute over here. I like in the summertime, I'm always outside, but in the wintertime, I get really like, and so I have to force myself to go outside. But like, I love to longboard, so I longboard, but I had to figure out, I won't say that I don't know how to relax, because I do know how to relax. It's just that in the wintertime, I like being outside so much, so I just feel like I get really like, yeah. So I'm like, you're just in the house, just like partially on, partially off. Yeah.
Do you work out? Do you exercise?
I was. Next question. I was. Okay.
All right.
No, I was working out.
Yeah.
Working out actually changed my life. I'm about to change it again because I'm about to start working out again. But working out is like, you know how to be like, that's the missing link. I was working out 4 to 5 times a week. My body was, forget the body, because the body was body. Yeah. But I felt, I'm like, bitch, you got energy.
Yeah.
You sleeping good at night.
Yeah.
I started like eating, I didn't know I was malnourished my whole life. I'm like, I'm eating enough food and I can think. Yeah. It's just like everything, working out, like, it's like, that's really let me tell you, that's what it is. I need to work out. That's the missing piece. I'm gonna work out. Okay. I'm gonna work out.
All right, I'll check back in with you.
I'm serious. Can you please do that?
Yeah, I'll be.
Because I be seeing you, not playing.
Yeah. No, I gotta. My cat. So my legs used to be like super duper skinny, like super skinny. I started jumping rope every day, and my calves, they just, they look good. I'm proud of these. Thank you.
I see you on. What's your music?
3 minutes every day.
So yeah, that's That's what I do to run.
Yeah.
I work out.
Period. You gotta tell yourself as if it's right now.
I go to the gym.
Yes, you do.
I go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, this is what you can't do. You can't miss days.
No, you can't.
Like I was really in my routine. I was going for a long time, and then it's like like one day.
Yep. Turns.
Then I moved. 6. Then I ain't like that gym no more.
Yep.
Then it's just like.
Turns into 2 months.
And now we're
6 months. Okay.
Yeah, so
I ain't mean to call you out like that, but
so it might be a little longer.
Yeah. Okay. And listen, you know what you got to do though.
It's the missing. I'm glad we having this conversation. It's working out. I know that's what it is. Yeah. And I've had this confirmation multiple times, but I feel like this one with the lights really confirmed.
Oh yeah, because
you're calling me out on national television.
Period. I received that national television.
Because you're going to be on TV.
Showtime.
I'm serious.
Thank you.
You supposed to be doing this.
That's been one of my biggest dreams since you knee high to a grasshopper. Yeah. Girl.
You can do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm serious.
Thank you.
You have a nice, this is good.
Thank you. I used to talk to myself a lot. And I was looking back, I think I got on YouTube one day, and my very first YouTube popped up in my recommended. And I'm like, nah, YouTube, how did you... My YouTube name was Kanye Is Mine for Show. Kanye Is Mine for Show. Middle school, going into high school.
That's good taste in music.
Yeah. So college dropout all of that time.
You knew. I mean,
yeah.
You got a good taste in music. I mean, what?
So
that's hilarious.
I was like creating content like before it was content creation, and I've just always been drawn to speaking, to interacting with people and all of that. So
you're good at facilitating. Like, you know how to carry it. It's good.
Thank you.
It's a skill. I'm like, damn, did I really have a podcast? Because I'm like, we were just going there talking like, okay. There was no, it was just the vibes. But this feels like there's a flow. I like this. This is good.
I appreciate it. For real. Thank you. So I like to ask also at the end of every conversation, and I feel like this is going to be good, whatever you tell. So I like to ask for a funny story, a random story, an interesting story, something that we would not know about you, just something. And I feel like you might have. Am I putting you to?
What would be a funny story? The Waffle House story?
It could be inappropriate. It don't matter.
Huh?
You talking in the studio?
Oh, okay. Actually, I do have a funny story.
Okay, all right.
Say no to drugs. Can I talk about this on the podcast?
Yes.
So when I
was your face getting so serious?
So when I was 18 years old, I decided that I was going to eat an edible. No, I didn't decide I was going to eat an edible. I decided that I was going to eat edibles.
Oh my God, Bri, where is this going?
At that point in my life, I had only smoked. So I'm thinking that it's going to feel like, So 10 minutes go by, I don't feel it.
You ate another one?
No, I can't. They were like small pieces.
Okay.
But it don't matter because you never know how much.
Right.
But I'm just like, mind you, I'm dehydrated, ashy. I was at the pool all day. Like, it was just not like, no, water intake is trash. Been drinking at the pool. Never, only smoked. Never ate an edible in my life. Don't know what the fuck going on. I'm over here. So everything's fine, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not hitting. It's not hitting.
Yeah.
So me and my friends, we're like, we're going to go to Waffle House. At this point, I low-key forgot that I ate the edibles. Because it's like, it took a minute for them to, like, maybe, I know like some people say it takes 45 minutes. I don't know, I ain't done it since. But it took it like an hour, I feel like, to hit. I'm in the car on the way to Waffle House. My body is vibrating. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I just remember looking at my hand and it's getting dark. Like, all the vibe, you know how you, like, when you do things like that, like, everything needs to be working together in your favor. The vibes need to be good. You need to know that what you're doing. You need to be, you definitely need to be at the pool, dehydrated with the sun, ashy in August in Georgia.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm in the car on my way to Waffle House, right? And my body is like, I feel like I felt the blood vibrating through my veins. Like, but at the time I was calm. Like, I was just like looking at my fingers like, what is this?
And you probably done forgot you took the damn edibles.
That is the beginning of the story. Like, that is like the very, like, it's just now hitting. Anyway, I end up going to Waffle House, and I just remember being like, maybe I had taken, I don't even know how much I had eaten. It's just way more than even a person who's experienced needs to be eating. Child, I'm in Waffle House freaking out.
Yeah. Sure, bad trip,
I thought
definitely.
I got drugged.
Yeah.
I call my mama.
What your mama say?
You better be fucking playing with me right now. Because if I get to that Waffle House.
Did she end up having to come?
Yes.
Oh,
but
man.
Me and my parents are very close. So I'm with two of my best friends. Literally the vibes are off. My best friend locked her keys in her car, so we can't even get anywhere. So I'm high as fuck at Waffle House, feel stuck
Tripping.
here.
I mean,
and I'm not getting, it's not calming down. So all I'm thinking, I'm like, this is not weed. Like it should be like, I'm good. I ate this during the daylight. Yeah. It's nighttime and I'm getting higher. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So here come my mom and my dad. My mom, she's serious, right?
Yeah.
Cause I'm on the phone like, Mom, I don't know. I think I'm in drugs. Like, and she's like, what? And you're at the Waffle House on Virginia Avenue.
Oh my God.
Here go my dad. Oh, Patrice. My mom's name is Patrice. My dad is like, she just too high. We got to ride this out. We got to ride this out. Yeah. Anything you saying to her right now, she's not getting it.
Yeah.
She don't even care.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm like, Mom, I've been drugged.
Yeah.
Because I've smoked marijuana. You know I smoke.
Yeah.
This ain't that.
Yeah.
This is a different thing. This is like a Schedule 1 situation. Like, I might need to go to the hospital tonight. And my dad was like, you just too high.
Yeah. Wow.
18. I was 18, and like maybe a month, like 3 weeks to a month later. So I went to University of the Pacific, which is in California.
Okay.
So my mom's like, I don't even know if you can go to school in California anymore where weed is legal, because clearly you don't know how to act.
Oh my God. No, Mama.
So mind you, she playing. She just like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's like, you might need to apply to Georgia State University. I'm like, what? No, like I didn't mean to. I didn't know. Anyway, she was just saying that, but she was just like, this is serious. Like, you can't be doing that. I was like, Mom, I don't know. I feel like I was an experienced smoker, but she's like, you're not experienced at this. Like, this is serious. Child, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But it was really funny because my parents bring that story up all the time. Because I remember when we were in California, like they were dropping me off at school, and we had a waitress and her name was Brianna. And so we sitting at the table and my mom goes, can you eat weed? Can this Brianna eat weed brownie? She's like, have you ever had a weed brownie? Can you handle it? Because this Brianna can't.
Not.
I'm like, Mom, that's embarrassing.
Stop embarrassing me.
So that's when I decided.
No edibles.
No
edibles. Wow.
It was really, I was in the car like,
what is happening to my life right now? Yeah.
I'm like, this is not weed. I know what weed is. This is not weed.
Yeah, because you can't control nothing.
The dehydration probably, ashy. I was at the pool. Locks need to be retwisted. They probably was looking at me in that Waffle House like, girl, figure it out.
Yeah.
I probably look like, because I remember standing up and I'm like, where am I? Like, this is not normal. Like, I knew where I was. Yep. I knew where I was, but it felt like, it was like, this is not reality. Yep. This is a different world.
Yeah.
I'm like, Taylor, can you take me home? She's like, I locked my keys in my car. Oh now man. All of y'all are plotting against me.
Oh, you was on a bad
That shit was funny.
trip. And you were 18 years old. Never had an edible since.
I had like a mini situation, but
you knew how to use discretion this time.
Yeah, I was like, we kept it cute.
Yeah.
We weren't, I don't feel it.
No,
in the sun all day. Drink,
It's okay.
I mean, I wasn't drinking. I was 18, my bad. I wasn't drinking. I was drinking lemonade for Chick-fil-A.
You said it a few times already.
But it's like.
That's brutal.
It was brutal.
Yeah. I had a bad edible trip one time.
What happened?
It was my birthday. Me and my ex went to this restaurant. I took the edible before we left the house. We got in an Uber on the way to the restaurant. I was like, oh, it's kicking in. And I felt hot, but my temperature didn't feel hot. I just felt hot. I don't know how to describe it. So we get to the restaurant.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
And the guy that was the hostess or the host, I knew him from college, but he was like, oh, hey y'all, as if he knew that she was bringing me there. But he didn't. Yeah. And then he was training another waitress, but it felt like we were in the movie Get Out the whole time, because she came up to the table. She was like, hi.
Why is the scenario always off? Why can't it just be a normal situation?
She was in everything she said was like, and I wasn't tripping. Like, I was tripping, but I wasn't it was weird. She was like, hi, you guys okay? And I'm like, is it anybody else noticing this? And My ex was like, "Nah, she being weird. Like she
But
being
that threw
weird."
it off too.
Yeah. And I couldn't drink. The drink was just way too strong. I tried it twice because I thought something was wrong with the first one. And they brought the second one back and it tasted the same. And I was like, I can't do this. So we left there and we went downtown to the Ferris wheel. And we get on the Ferris wheel and her ass want to be funny and start rocking the...
You was having an event. You was having an evening.
It was too much for my entire life. And if I was sober enough, I probably would have fought her, because why would you do this to me while we in this thing? And then we had a horse and carriage ride after, and she was like, "Do you want to do it?" I said, "No, take me home. It's time to go. I can't," because I was high the entire time. This was like,
not even giving it.
No.
I felt like when I remember when I was in the Waffle House, I'm eating my waffle. I know I look crazy as fuck eating that fucking waffle. And I just remember being like, it's so much happening in my mouth. Like, I felt like it was like taking me forever to get it to my mouth. Yeah. And I was chewing and it was just an explosion of corn syrup. And I'm just like, this is too... So I had one bite of my waffle and I'm like, that's when it was like, whoa, like this is... I felt like my jaw, like it was crazy. Like it was just like, I felt like I was eating, but it was going like this. Like I felt like the movement, my jaw was just, I could hear it. Like it was just too much.
You were overstimulated. Like,
And I'm ashy as hell. That makes a difference.
Yeah.
You can't live like comfortable. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, you itching.
So I get home, get in the shower, right? I'm in the shower, no water's on. I'm standing in the shower. Bro, what? Just Ashley. Ashley ain't going nowhere. I'm sitting in the shower. I'm like, turn the water on. I'm like, I know I need to get in the shower. After that, it was like, what's the next part?
Yeah. Wow. Did you wake up the next day still high?
I don't remember being high. I just remember being shocked.
Got it.
And like very thrilled. And I was at the point where I'm like, Jesus, if you take me out of this.
I ain't gonna never do it again.
I was like, Jesus, if you lead me through this experience,
I will follow you. Every step of the way.
I will acknowledge you in all my ways.
Wow.
If you lead me out of this experience.
Yeah.
I just remember like, God, please, like I can't live like this.
Yeah. He thought he was stuck like that for real.
I'm like, because it's not weed.
Yeah, no. It was everything, but that's crazy. At 18, wow.
My friends in California was like, you want, sure, don't.
No.
Say no to drugs.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Now this is probably one of my favorite stories that has been told, because what?
You should have been getting some lotion. Why are you getting that damn?
But you was at the pool. You weren't thinking about no lotion, but that
Lips was probably
the lack
chapped.
of lotion. Oh my God. Bro, you are funny. You are hilarious. I just want to let you know that. Thank you for coming.
I'm happy to be here.
And sharing your story, sharing your journey, sharing this funny ass story.
Because why was I doing that?
Because I don't know, man. Last thing, what does green mean to you?
Green is my favorite color. But green to me feels like, I don't know, like a heart space. Because apparently, like, you know, like the what chakra is it, this green? But that's close to your heart.
Is it the heart chakra?
The heart,
yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
So the heart chakra, the heart chakra is green. And I feel like there's a reason for that. It just feels like loving, like protective, but open, but flowing energy. I love green.
Yeah, me too.
I love green.
Yeah.
You love green for real. I fake love green. You really love.
It turned into...
It makes sense though. I can see. I love these glasses. They're really
Thanks. I can't see without them.
Oh, those are
for real.
Those real glasses?
They for real. You blurry right now. It's a different world.
I thought they were like for, you know what I mean? Like it's in the green room.
It's a different world right there.
What
It's
does green mean to you?
How green means go. Like, give me the green light. Green represents abundance. That song was in my head. Abundance, wealth, and not just in the financial way of the word, but wealth of knowledge, wealth of nature, wealth of relationship, wealth of wealth, of course prosperity, you know. If it ain't about the money. What else?
Plants.
Of course.
Matcha.
You know,
Don't say that.
matcha's cool.
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna say it's nasty, but I haven't found a drink that has made me go, oh my God, I love matcha.
Okay, I understand.
You know, but I'll have it. I've had chai matcha latte.
From
matcha
Muchacha?
chai. No,
Okay.
but Terry spoke about that, and she was saying how she's pretty much addicted to it. But yeah, I love the color green, and when I started loving the color green, it's like it grabbed hold of me and didn't want to let me. Yeah, it did. It did.
I had got a reading done, and which I don't suggest getting random readings outside of, because if someone's practicing their craft, and that's actually probably the story I should have told. Oh. But I got a reading when I was outside of Cecili's. And this girl, I gave her no information about me. And this is right when I started Eargardn. And she was like, I'm feeling like there's a lot of green in your life. She was like, green is like a huge stream. I didn't tell that girl nothing about any of that. So this good came out of it. But I'm like,
I was a little sketchy.
I'm like, I shouldn't be having these dreams. Yeah. But yeah, green is a great color.
Yeah, it is.
It's like warm and welcoming and relaxing, but invigorating at the same time.
All the way around it.
Come on.
Hey.
I love this.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so much. So that camera right there, I want you to tell people where to follow you. How can they get in touch with you? If there is a free plants coming up or whatever you want to tell the people, deliver it to that camera right there.
You can follow me on Instagram at Eargardn.
Period.
Gardn. There's no E in the garden. So EARGARDN. On Twitter at Eargardn_. On TikTok at Eargardn_. And I don't have any free plants coming up super soon, but I feel like it's coming at some point, and you should be excited. Period. And I'm starting to create content again, so follow me on all the platforms. Yay! Oh, wait. Oh! Free Plants ATL. Follow me, Free Plants ATL. That's where I talk about all Free Plants ATL things.
100%. Hey, Bri, you fly.
Thank you.
You fly too. Where your fashion sense come from?
My mama. She be, fly.
I love that. But again, thank you so much for coming and chatting with me on my green couch in the green room. I appreciate it. Much success. Like, you gon' those
you see
million.
It?
Yeah. I be seeing too. I be seeing it. Yeah. Okay. It's for real. It's. I feel like the green. The trajectory is up, forward. We going. You know.
I know the vibes.
Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in to yet another episode of In the Green Room podcast. As I said, my name is Brittany Shanae, your favorite podcaster, and it's the end of the episode, so I know I'm your favorite podcaster. Make sure y'all follow In the Green Room podcast on Instagram, In the Green Room podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, In the Green Room podcast. Also, we are on Spotify, ITGR podcast, not In the Green Room, but ITGR podcast. Thank you again, Bri, for coming in. I appreciate it. Your nails is fire too.
Oh, thank you.
You a nail girly. I've been peeping that.
I like my nails now. I can't play by my nails.
Yeah, I feel it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I be feeling like when I don't have them, I'm like,
yeah.
Can't even point right.
But all right, y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all next week. Again, can you read these to the people one more time?
My art impacts and inspires others. Yes, it does. I am grateful. I realize that what is right about my life outnumbers what I perceive to be wrong about my life. I choose to focus on what makes me feel good. I am grateful.
Period. These are affirmations for the week. Make sure you say it to yourself when you walk past a mirror. Affirm yourself, because this world ain't gonna do it. It's your responsibility. Love y'all. Bye. Tap in with me, Brittany Shanae, Brittaney. And I forgot, oh, let me try it. Let me see if it's gonna go. Brittan, underlay. Yeah, it didn't work. Whatever. I'm gonna try something out for the next episode. It's gonna be real catchy.